Hey, good morning. It's Elizabeth Stitt of Joyful Parenting Coaching. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about what you can do as a parent to support your kids in school. I talk to a lot of preschool teachers, a lot of child care directors, and in general, they are looking for their parents to do more at home about supporting their kids and being independent. Now, if you have a child who goes to a Montessori school, you probably already know what a strong believer Maria Montessori was in developing children's independence. I want to read you some quotes this morning. She says, "Children are as independent as you expect them to be." She also says, "Never help a child with a task he feels that he can succeed." And I love that because that's not just about independence, that's about self-esteem too. And it's about giving a child a sense of efficacy, right? Of power over himself, of his ability to influence the world. If he thinks he can do something, that's awesome. He should be doing it on his own. Finally, she goes even further and she says, any unnecessary help given to a child is a hindrance to his development. In other words, a lot of times when we just take over and do things for kids, we are not helping, we are hindering their development. What a shame. So, one point I'd like to make is that in my experience, parents are really unaware of how capable their children are. Think even a 1 to 2-year-old, as soon as he can toddle, and, a lot of kids are pretty sound walkers by around 13, 14, 15 months, they're really able to kind of walk steadily. Certainly by 18 months, most kids are walking well, which means that they can carry things. So they can carry their dirty clothes and put them in the clothes hamper, or they can carry their diaper and put it, if not in the diaper genie or whatever you have, if it's difficult to open, on top of it so that you can come along and put it in later. Really look around and think, what are some things that your very young children can be doing? And one of the ways that I do this is the +1 rule. So the +1 rule just says, I'm going to ask my child to do just what's at the edge of what is comfortable for him. So if he might be carrying something, but it drops and falls and he has to pick it up and do it again, that's great. I'm going to make sure that he has things that are non-breakable to carry, but I'm going to give him that opportunity to do it. Even if it means oops, the rest of the food on his plate is down on the floor and it has to be cleaned up. That's okay. A 1 or 2-year-old can also use a sponge or a damp cloth. So you can teach both things at once, the carrying and the balancing, and also the wiping and the cleaning. So I hope you will look for opportunities to have your child be more independent. Now, of course, this takes more time. So a lot of this can be done during a child's playtime, right? A sandbox is an awesome opportunity to practice scooping something and pouring it into something else, right? Just as, later when they're cooking, we want them measuring. If they've spent a lot of time in the sandbox or in a container with beans or rice, they're practicing that skill of scooping and pouring, scooping and pouring. Likewise, the bathtub is a super place to learn how to pour things. Give them different containers in the bathtub, things that are small enough for their little hands to grip so that they can practice taking water and pouring it in. And of course, there might be a lot of splashing to begin with, but they can get, you can challenge them. So can you do it with no drops? Bit by bit, they'll get more and more. So independence, in my mind, leads to self-esteem and a sense of competency in the world.